Deadly rampage. Tonight, police calling it premeditated mass murder. It lasted several minutes, shaking young people witnessing it all in the streets, stunned when it was finally over. Authorities say this is the gunman's BMW where it crashed to a stop. The windshield shattered after those shootouts with police. Afterward, the bodies covered in sheets on the ground, 6 victims. Tonight, there is an intense focus on a Hollywood director's son believed to have been driving that car. He had posted videos on YouTube. Many of them could hold chilling clues. Take a listen.
I've been doing a lot of thinking about how sad and unfair my life has been. All because girls haven't been attracted to me.
We do have team coverage tonight. What do the experts see in those tapes? Were many warning signs missed? But first, we begin with ABC's Bazik Kanani at the scene of the crime tonight.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, this is going to be a good episode.
Here's to hoping.
Yeah. You've reached the voicemail of the Brohio podcast. I'm your co-host, the delicious Nicolicious.
And I am the other co-host, I suppose, Rob Dog.
I've heard it feels real good to... Never mind.
Okay.
Anyways, we're really glad for you guys to be
I heard
back
the same
here
thing, too, though.
It's like choking yourself when you jerk off.
Right,
I've
right.
never tried it.
No, I can't do that. I'm not that coordinated.
I'm scared. I'm not strong enough to kill myself or choke myself, I don't think.
I'd end up choking myself with one hand and then sticking my finger in my dick in the other, with the other while trying to jerk off.
It's like people that that can pull their own teeth. Oh, man, it's a different fucking breed. It's a completely different breed. Well, consider yourselves lucky because it's the week leading up to the live show. We put out an episode.
Yeah.
The week after the live show.
Ooh.
We're putting out an episode. Thanks to everyone that did come out to the live show. We had a great time at the Lucky Star Brewery.
It's a good time.
Right after we paid our bill, Lucky Star gave us gift cards for $50. So thanks for that.
So now we got to go back.
We got to go back.
Nah, not like we wouldn't anyways, but yeah, it was a good time. If you came, once again, thank you for coming out.
Yeah. So we got they actually they have really good food.
Yeah.
I got my mom and dad a gift card too because it's so good, and I wanted to repay them for my watching my fucking devil spawns.
Doing the old babysitting.
Oh God.
Yeah.
It is. I was home today with a 2-year-old. We're potty training, and my wife's grandfather is just all of a sudden the entire Alzheimer's thing is just
Oh yeah, it sucks.
Piled on top of him.
Yep.
And he's in just a really bad. He's in a bad way, and he pretty much raised her, so she's so far out there right now, and I'm kind of running the ship, and I have no fucking clue what I'm doing.
Right.
But I was making phone calls trying to line up transportation for him while my wife was working today, and Paisley ran to the toilet, and then I didn't see her do it, and I heard her start yelling like, "I pooped! I pooped!" I'm like, okay, so I run to the bathroom.
I still do that though.
Yeah, and she's sitting on the toilet. She's leaning forward. She's like, "I pooped." I said, "Good job, sweetheart," because she's been afraid to poop on the toilet.
That's always the hardest.
And so I gave her a little whippity wipe, and I went to go flush it. She said, "Wait!" She screamed, and then she looked down the toilet, kind of affectionately, staring at a turd, and she went, "Bye, poop."
I still do that too.
Usually I gotta fight mine off. I shit, and I look down there and it's like, "Hey man, you gotta give me a fucking cigar. What are you gonna do? I'm down here trying to fucking stink."
It's trying to climb its way back into its warm home.
Yeah, dragging, just rearing its head up on the toilet, dude. You gotta take the plunger and swing it like Hank Aaron. Put that guy down. Yeah, so we're gonna do a really fun episode about a guy that's never been fucking laid, and then he killed himself. So that's pretty much the episode in a nutshell right there.
Yeah, we had nothing else really to push. We don't have any live shows coming up, so
We have nothing. We've pretty much hit the wall. We've hit our performance peak.
yeah.
This is the downslope of the Brohio podcast.
It's probably gonna be our last episode ever.
Yeah, so let's get through it.
Might as well.
Start off with that wonderful... Hold on a second.
Where are we at? Okay.
No, this is supposed to be for Chloe, but
Okay.
she said change it. I want this
Okay.
to be a special gift for my
Oh, yeah.
boyfriend, Colton Kirby. It's our anniversary. So,
Aw.
Colton, I hope you are tearing the shit out of that pussy because Chloe is a beautiful name. I have no idea what you guys look like. I know that I smell like the tits on a gorilla right now. I haven't had a shower today, and I'm really feeling it for Rob Dog.
Yeah.
I wish you guys many years of happiness, and just keep in mind, if you live in Ohio, the delicious Nickalicious is an ordained minister. And I don't read from a script. I go up there and I wing it, and I ruin your wedding is what I do.
Yeah. I'm not, but I will, I'll be at any wedding for beer, so.
Right. And the next one, sorry, I'll let Rob get the next two, but this...
Yeah, you're cool.
This patron was Micah Lutz, and he said, for his shout out, he said, tell Joel Mosier to go fuck himself.
Okay.
And he's a cheap fuck for not being a Bro Ohio Patreon.
All right, I agree.
There you go. So hammer out those next two.
Look at it this way, guys. If you're one of our patrons, that gives us more money to where we can eventually quit our jobs and do more episodes a week.
Yes. How awesome would that be?
That's the dream. That's the dream.
Just get a Joe Rogan studio and
So people start giving us all your money.
I wouldn't even care if I could suck my own dick at that point. I've always wanted to, but I wouldn't even care at that point.
Yeah. We need to be like religion and just like require 10% of everyone's check.
I told Rob how poor I was last week.
Oh, I was even worse.
My
payday, I was already negative.
I was looking out the window, and the trash man rolls by.
That's so good.
The trash man rolls by. He dumps my trash, and then he picks up my dumpster and he hooks it on the trash can or the trash truck, and he takes off. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa! And I run outside. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, you got to pay your bill. We don't have a trash bill where I live at. It's part of our utilities. I'm like, what the? And I get back in the house, and there's like a $17 yearly dumpster rental that I haven't been paying, and they repossessed my trash can. This trash guy, he's been here the entire time I lived here. He wears really white mom shoes and the really white high socks, and he pushes them down. Then he wears short jean shorts. He's got any tans, dude.
What a baller!
Yeah, and he said, "You got to pay the bill."
He just fucking hammered it on and just smacked you across the face with that.
You could tell he did not want that trash can hanging from the. And I told my wife about it. I said, "Babe, our trash can got repossessed," and she said, she put some raw chicken at the bottom of it the week before, and we had to drag this motherfucker 2 miles from the house to keep it from smelling in the house because this raw chicken was in there.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's a silver lining. We'll get a new trash can when we call and pay for another one. I'm like, I'm not paying for another one. Bring my trash can back.
Right.
Me and that trash can have gone through some shit.
Like, you need to give me back the trash can that smells like old chicken, like old rotting chicken. Make sure you give me that one back.
My trash can got repossessed. Like Oscar the Grouch.
I even said, I was like, I didn't know that was a fucking thing, man.
Yeah, he popped open the lid, and I'm like, hey, I'm in here. Wait a second.
That just became his new home.
Let me get out before you take this thing back to the hub, buddy.
$17 a year is a lot cheaper than a mortgage, I'll tell you that much.
It's like fucking $1.10 a month or some shit, $1.05 per month. And I can't afford it.
It happens.
Send it. If you work for Rumpke, go fuck yourself.
Give him his fucking trash can back. All right. Next for the patrons, we got Daniel and Michael Dreamweaver.
Oh, that's so romantic.
Sounds really cute. I like that.
Virgin Griffin Chase. Virginia
Okay.
Griffin Chase. Virginia, I love your cigarettes. I love how slim they are. Keep up the good work, sweetheart.
Let's see here. Emily Longtits. Thank you, Miss Longtits.
I love long tits.
Emily Long, thank you.
Tyler England, thank you, Tyler, for your Patreon pledge, and thank you for not helping me pay for my trash can.
George Tomlinson, thank you very much.
Jennifer House, not like the house you live in, but as in like house. Jennifer, your profile picture is a baby and looks very beautiful. I hope that's your baby and not somebody else's. And if it is somebody else's, I hope you're listening to us in fucking prison.
Okay.
Pretty baby, though.
That was pretty extreme. Monica Dirty Sanchez, thank you very much, Miss Sanchez.
We've got an extraordinary sticker packet going out for our Patrons.
Oh, man. Yeah, they're beautiful.
Up in these stickers like it's my job.
Yeah, we have amongst them the infamous Chug It and Plug It sticker, which I'm super proud of. If you haven't seen that yet, it is a butt funnel and a butt plug.
It's a butt plug wrapped in a butt funnel.
Yeah. And this is Brahia Podcast. Chug it and plug it. It's great.
Fuck yeah, it is, dude.
It's awesome.
It's really good.
Get on that, guys.
Oh, we've got an article coming to you from Singapore.
All right.
A man who masturbated and urinated into female residents' shoes at HDB blocks was on Thursday, the 24th of October, fined $5,000 at the state courts.
$5,000.
Lo Yan Long.
Hey. Low and young.
Low and
long.
Definitely an American citizen, 34 years old, pleaded guilty to 2 charges of doing an obscene act in public. Lowe, who held part-time jobs at a casket company and a fast
Jesus.
food restaurant. Oh, God.
Hopefully you didn't get those jobs confused.
That's so nasty. Also admitted to 2 counts of mischief and causing damage to property, which was considered in sentencing. The court held that Lowe had been feeling stressed due to work and family matters and turned to looking for women's shoes at HDB blocks. So when I've come home from work and I've had a long day and I'm sore and I'm stressed out from the day, I like to take a pair of my wife's shoes and lay them on my face and jerk off until it hurts. This guy took it one step further.
Hey.
He jerked off in the shoe, then he pissed into the shoe. The accused did so because he was sexually aroused when he saw and smelled a lady's shoes, as he would imagine beautiful women wearing the shoes, said Deputy Public Prosecutor Joshua Fu.
What is going on?
Singapore, there's a guy named
these
Joshua.
names. They're so good.
Fu's his first name's Joshua. What shall we name him? Name him Joshua Fu. Fortune cookie. When he found such shoes, he would masturbate and urinate in the shoes as a way to relieve stress, the prosecutor added.
How much stress does pissing into a shoe relieve?
A lot, dude. If your bladder's all fucking stretched out because you got to piss.
Well, fuck, find a toilet. Or we're a guy, go find a fucking tree. A shoe's not going to hold that piss too well. They're going to get waterlogged, and then they're just going to get squishy.
Mom, I was trying to play dress up, and I put your shoe on. It smells like vinegar and toe jam.
I wonder if he pissed into the shoe and then put it on his face. Just drank
Oh,
it.
man, I don't know. That sounds delicious, though, doesn't it?
It really does.
She's been drinking a bunch of sweet tea and eating salmon.
My piss gets real salty. I don't know if you want me to piss on you or not.
It's the one time I asked a girl to piss on me, and she looked at me. She's like, I've been drinking Mountain Dew all day. I said, well, then we probably shouldn't do it. You know? On January 22nd, Lowe went to an HDB block in Tao Payao after work. I think I nailed that. Feeling stressed due to pressures at home, the accused decided to masturbate with a lady's shoe to relieve stress. Thus, he went up to the said block in search of a lady's shoe to masturbate with. At about 7 p.m., he found a pair of shoes placed outside a home. Lowe picked up the footwear and went to the staircase landing where he unzipped his pants and used a handkerchief to cover his groin area. He placed his penis in one of the shoes and masturbated. It masturbated before leaving the shoes at the staircase landing and leaving the scene. So he did a pump it and dump it. At about 9 p.m., the shoe's owner husband was told by a neighbor about the footwear at the staircase landing. The husband reviewed the closed-circuit television outside his home, which captured Lowe doing the obscene act. He reported the act to the police at Neighborhood Police Center 2 days later. He waited. He didn't think it was that big of a deal. I said, I'm going to let these things stew out here, see if they stink or not. Lowe was arrested a week later on the 30th of January. While out on bail, the earlier offense, Lowe went on to commit a similar crime on... He's fucking coming back for more. On July 28th, Lowe's colleague at the casket company dropped him off at a bus stop in Ang Mo Kiao after work. He then walked to an HDB block closet to the bus stop. I don't know what an HDB block is. Maybe it's like a mall or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
A living area. Yeah. At about 12 noon, Lowe went looking for a pair of shoes to masturbate with. After a 20-minute search... He came across... I've been ready to pop my load after 20 minutes.
Right.
He came across a pair of red shoes placed on a shoe rack outside a unit. Lowe picked up one of the shoes, smelt it, unzipped his pants, and rubbed his penis on the shoe.
Smelt it, then he dealt it.
What are these crocodile skin? They fucking hurt.
He then urinated into the shoe before placing it back into the shoe rack and leaving the scene.
You imagine him just seeing like a pair of red shoes and just walk up to him and be like, hey there, good looking. You ever had a Korean dick inside of you?
Listen, man, I've got a thing with feet. I don't like feet. Like I shouldn't say that. I don't like bad feet. Bad feet fuck me up.
Yeah.
And one thing that you
gotta take care of your shit.
And I see someone wearing sandals and their toes hang over the end of the sandals really bad. It fucking grosses me out so bad, dude.
They're just gnarly in general. That's
yeah. If it looks like, they're yabba dabba doing all the way home.
Yeah, definitely.
Got the Barney Rubble feet. Oh, some hairy toe knuckles. I don't like those either.
I'm
Jesus Christ.
I'm good.
So let's consider this an episode, a celebration of incel, or
Involuntarily celibate.
there you go. Rob, tell them the Urban Dictionary version of incels.
Sure. I already said it stands for involuntarily celibate, and this is actually a term in which these people coin themselves and actually call themselves that, but we'll get into that here.
They usually just lay shoes on their faces and jerk off.
Just jerk off.
I'm an incel.
Spray their seed. This is a person who's usually male, who has a horrible personality and treats women like sexual objects, and thinks that his lack of sex life comes from being ugly, when it is really just his blatant sexism and terrible attitude. Incels have little to no self-awareness. Even when they see other ugly men with girlfriends, they consider these men to be tricksters.
Tricksters.
Who have somehow beat the system and can get women despite being cursed with unattractiveness. So in other words, they're respectful to women, and women are attracted to their personalities, but incels can't comprehend such a phenomenon. They believe that women owe them sex, and many of the more extreme incels like to spend time in incel communities on the internet coming up with ways to make women have sex with them, often involving genocide of people of color,
Jesus.
genocide of Chads, who are men who have sex.
Are we Chads?
I suppose. I mean,
All right.
I have my fair share of sex, so I guess I'm a
My
Chad.
name's Nick, but we'll go with it.
I don't punch hole in drywalls or anything like that, so
Okay.
I mean, I don't think I'm a Chad.
I like monsters.
I do too. So yeah, maybe I'm a half. Maybe I'm a Cha. I'll be a Cha.
You're a cha.
A Cha. Yeah. Taking rights away from women, raping them, and having sex with women's dead bodies. Okay, that's
God.
yeah. This is getting a little crazy.
I'm not an incel.
And other horrid, disgusting things. They can't understand that this is precisely why women want nothing to do with them. And all in all, they can't comprehend the fact that they are shitty, disgusting people, and they want to blame all women for them instead of blaming themselves.
Right. And in this episode, we're going to cover the ultimate incel. I shouldn't say ultimate. One of the worst incels
He's the
ever
alpha,
portrayed
the
in
alpha
media.
incel.
Elliot Rodger. This guy was so fucking delusional, okay? There's a 140-page manifesto that he wrote and released at the time of his crime. There's a 6 to 7 minute long manifesto video that he released at the same time.
And I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen the video or at least heard it or seen
I hope
clips.
you guys haven't heard it, so hopefully we can.
But if
get
not,
you
you're going to
something
hear
new.
it. Yeah.
It's going to be really good. It's going to be really bad.
Fuck him. I'm glad he's dead.
Rob, I called Rob and he's like, yeah, I fucking hate him. I didn't think Rob would know who he was, but he's
Yeah, I did.
like, I fucking hate him. I hope he dies.
As I said, fuck this guy. I'm glad he's dead.
Hold on, I got to pull over so I can piss in a shoe real quick.
Unfortunately, I had my own boot, so it made for an uncomfortable work day.
Bye, poop.
I fucking hate kids, dude. Oh man, but just listen to this guy talk and going through his manifesto is the sickest I've ever been to my stomach doing research for an episode. This guy was so far removed from reality.
Yeah.
He fell through so many cracks, and I think in this episode, we don't get too political, but we'll probably talk about gun laws a little bit towards the end here, definitely, and we'll kind of
Mental health is going to be a thing.
throw some stuff out there
Yeah.
and see what you guys think.
Yeah.
So, Elliot Rodger, he was an immigrant, which a lot of people don't know, and I don't even know if he came from the UK, and I don't know why we give people from UK the tag or the title immigrant, because
Right.
it's just like a lake that separates us. It's the same fucking thing. They're fat and
Yeah.
lazy like us.
Yeah.
I think.
I think so too.
Some guy wrote us this week. He said he's a chimney sweeper.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he said, keep up the good work. I said, chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim charu.
I don't think I've ever met a chimney sweep before.
I don't know.
That's a dirty job.
It is a dirty job.
Thanks.
This is a dirty job.
It really is.
People tell me all the time that I got a bad mouth. And I said, well, my fucking dad didn't mind this mouth when I was sucking his dick.
Oh, God.
Woo. Oh, man, that's
Hello,
bad.
right turn.
Oh, man, that's nasty. You suck your dad's dick? I suck my dad's dick, too. How about we suck each other's dicks? And it'll be just like our dads are making out.
Let's suck each other's dad's dicks.
I suck your dad's dick. My daddy's dead. I don't care. I want to suck your dad's dick. Fuck your dad. He deserves to be dead. Let me suck his dick. What are we even talking about?
Sucking
All
dad
right.
dicks.
Area 51, 9/11. What are we doing here? Elliot Rodger. He was an immigrant from the United Kingdom. He was a chimney sweeper. He was born in 1991.
What a piece of shit.
91. That's for pieces of shit.
My brother was born in that year. He's a piece of shit. No,
Yeah.
I love brother. He's awesome.
Yeah, his asshole was bored the fuck out, though.
He's a good guy.
His father, Peter Rodger, was an assistant director of the movie The Hunger Games, so he was kind of well-to-do in Hollywood. His father was.
Yeah.
He was there on the red carpet for The Hunger Games, and he did some independent documentary films that actually did pretty well. So his dad was well-to-do in the Tinseltown community there, okay? So he had some stuff going on that just... And most Hollywood kids are, spoiled, bratty pieces of shit.
Entitled.
They just grow up in different houses, man. I think it's cool that people like us grow up in low to medium income families, and we're normal than people that grow up with lots of fucking money and
we grow up to have lower income families.
it's a circle. It's a circle.
The vicious circle.
And then there's people listening. That's why you gotta vote for Bernie Sanders so you can break the cycle. Can you vote for a candidate that's, he keeps on having heart attacks and shit? He's feeling the burn a little too much than I need to feel the burn. Man, after they immigrated to the U.S., Elliot was raised in Los Angeles, California. His mother and father, they did divorce when he was at a very young age, approximately, I think it was around 5 years old. Elliot later wrote,
Okay.
How ironic it is that my father, one of those men who could easily find a girlfriend, has a son who would struggle all his life to find a girlfriend.
That's because you're a fuck.
Watch your F words there, buddy. Watch your F words.
How about dropping the wrong F word?
He does say faggot a couple times. It's not me. It's him, okay? But he does use the word. He's an extremely horrible person. He's very racist. He's homophobic.
And he wonders why girls won't talk to him or fuck him.
Exactly.
I wonder what it is.
He's a fucking fuckhead.
Probably because you got the personality of a clog that has cum in it. Or a crock. I'll even go even lower.
Smell like a high heel cum dumpster. Elliot had mental health issues. He was sent to therapists and received psychiatric help, including medication at a very young age. Although the medication prescriptions given to him for various disorders and mental health issues, he never took them. There's about a 141-page journal/biography/manifesto this guy wrote about himself, and he actually talks about how happy and blissful his childhood was. This egotistical fucking maniac goes from, in this manifesto, it's a really good read. It's stomach-turning, but it's a really good read. And he starts off from the second that he plops out of his mom's stinky twat and takes a deep gasp of air. That's where this manifesto starts. And it's I'll link it in the episode description. It's to go along with this episode, it's well worth it.
I'm glad he was that aware of the moment to write about it.
Yeah, that's what my kids tell me.
20 years later.
My kids tell me all the time. They say I'll show them pictures of them being born. They're like, yeah, I remember that. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
I can't even remember whose dick I sucked last.
Yeah, man. 10 minutes ago, it was mine. But
my dad's?
Yeah, Daddy. At age 9, he claims that is when the world really started to twist in his own mind. There was, and this is from his... No, this is not from his. This is from me. This is what I wrote.
Okay.
He started to experience a lot of changes emotionally and intellectually. He just started to view the world in a different light at the age of 9. Because how enlightening of a fucking age it is at 9 years old. You've just learned to stop shitting your pants. You still can't even make grilled cheeses by yourself.
You still don't even know what to do with your boners at that point.
I was beating it at 9.
Were you?
That. Yeah, dude. I
sixth grade, man. How old are you in 6th grade? That's whenever my first one was.
Which year is 6th grade? I did 4 years in 6th grade.
Let's say 6th grade. I don't know. The year after 5th.
My junior year of 6th grade is when I learned to do it.
My first time jerking off was to a Britney Spears poster, so it's all good.
Oh, baby, baby. That's better than what my first one was to a Fred Durst poster.
Now I know y'all been loving this shit right
That
here.
goatee was majestic.
It was those Adidas and the red Yankees cap.
Yeah, gotta love him.
Oh boy, his height was a major problem to him at this time. So he was a short fuck. He was shorter than anyone in the 4th grade class, and this made him feel inferior. The older he got, the more and more he just got pissed off about this stuff, about being short and about not being able to fix the fact that, hey, I can't grow fucking 8 inches. You know what? I've been 5'7" since I was 11 years old, and I'm doing just fine, okay? I pick my wife up, and I have sex with her against the wall all the time, and sometimes I can't fight her off when she's wearing a strap on, but I give it everything I have. Maybe if I was 6 feet tall, I could fight her off, but I'm not worried about it.
Nah, you can't control how fucking tall you are. Just get over it.
Just get over it.
I'd be 6'3" if I could, but fuck.
So at a very young age, when my dad said, "You're done growing," I said, "Get the fuck out of here." He said, "Look at all of us.
Right.
You're done growing, man."
You're fucked, boy.
So that's when I said, I got to be funny. I got to make people like me because I'm not going to be tall. People aren't going to like me.
Right.
And then a few weeks back, we've been having we're doing the potty training, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
We had a stool in front of the toilet, and I stepped on top of it to pee.
Mm-hmm.
It added about 8 inches, which would have made me, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, roughly 6'3"-ish. And it was the scariest thing peeing in the toilet being 6'3".
Man.
It was really scary. You remember like when you would go roller skating when you were a kid?
Yeah.
And then you go in the bathroom and pee, and you're like, I'm going to fuck this up. I'm going to fuck this up real bad.
I feel like your shins would get a lot of splashback.
Yeah, we have to talk to Matt Trimble. He's a tree person that we know.
Well, his dick dangles close to the toilet anyway. So
He has a colostomy bag too, which is a little different than most people.
That's true.
Poor guy. Once he reached high school, and when I say high school, he went to an all-boys Catholic school because he liked having stuff crammed up his asshole. He was bullied heavily.
You mean short school?
Short school. Now, I think that's like child abuse to send a kid to an all-boys Catholic school in high school. You are taking so many things away from that person.
Pussy.
Right. You are taking so many things away from that person. Hey, since none of us have girlfriends, you think we should just all fuck each other? Grandpa, are you listening?
Man, yeah, I don't know if I really know anybody that was ever sent to an all-boys school.
Do they exist around here?
Not that I know of.
Man.
If you were sent to an all-boys school,
Write us an
let us
email.
know. How often did you have to sneak out to the all-girls school?
And I think there was, in Cincinnati, there's Elder and Moeller.
Yeah, I'll say Cincinnati, there's a couple, but not in Dayton, I don't think.
Ken Griffey Jr. went to one of those schools, and he's got a lisp that makes me think that he's been fucked by another guy.
I was going to say, he has a pretty strong lisp.
I would lay down for him. He's got a beautiful swing. Probably
Man.
got a beautiful slugger.
Probably my favorite player ever.
Yeah, all natural, buddy.
Yeah.
He was my.
None of that Sammy Sosa shit.
No, I liked him too though because
I
he
did
was
too.
fun because you just turn on every time he would hit the ball, the thing would fly out of the goddamn stadium.
Back when he was actually black.
Yeah, he's not black now.
He's not black anymore.
He's the color of Olaf. Olaf likes warm hugs.
Yeah, he does.
If you guys are Patreon subscribers, I uploaded the live episode, and we did an article about Olaf. You guys will really enjoy it. Go check that out.
Olaf didn't enjoy it, but
No, he didn't.
poor
He
guy.
was cummed in. There was one incident he wrote about specifically in his manifesto. He was taking a nap at work. Or no, he's taking a nap at school. He put his head down the desk, and these motherfuckers taped his head to the desk.
Damn.
So bad that when he woke up, he couldn't raise his head. That's a lot of fucking tape, dude. How miserable is that?
Oh, that's wild.
Probably deserved it.
Yeah.
Fucking douchebag. Oh, dude. And that's what you get for just going for it. Usually I would put my face on my fist, and just kind of doze off, but he had his head down the desk.
Let's play heads up, 7-up at his ass. Heads up, 7-up Elliot's ass.
They're like, hey, wake up, Elliot. Can't, my head's stuck.
Just stuff him like a puppet.
He said there was one specific friend that kind of stayed with him through his troubles in the beginning. But eventually this guy approached him. This guy comes to him and just says, I don't want to be friends with you anymore.
Oh,
That
man.
was the end of it.
That would hurt.
And I was thinking about it. Guys don't do this.
No, that's why I said that would hurt.
Like, if you got beef with a guy, you just say, hey, we're gonna fucking trade fucking knuckles right now. But put them up. Put your dukes up. And you whack it off. Or what I used to like to do with my friends, you guys would have sword fights. Are you
yeah.
familiar with a sword fight?
Yeah.
where you
a dick battle.
You slap your dicks together until someone gets a boner, and whoever gets the boner wins.
Oh, I thought it was you started with a bone, and whoever went limp lost.
That's fucking gay.
Or wait, would that be you won? I've been playing it wrong all these years.
I don't know, dude.
I always thought I was the winner, but I guess I'm the loser.
That reminds me of this review we got. I got to pull it up real quick. Sorry to get sidetracked. This is from Cooter Boy 87.
Oh, this is going to be great.
He says, I never got into podcasts. My wife does, and it was boring and torture to listen to them. He was probably listening to Murder and Such or
Cooter
fucking
Boy.
Mysterious Circumstances, those fucking fruitcakes. Then my son and my wife went somewhere, and my son come back and says, Dad, do you and Cassie waffle stomp in the shower? I was confused and like, what? Then they hit me with it. I listened to it religiously. It's good information that sticks with you because of the crude humor behind it. I've learned so much about so many topics that I inform everyone about. I love these guys, and I swear to God, I'm going to meet Bill Wilkins one day. It's Cooter Boy 87. Thanks, Cooter Boy.
Fortunately, you won't meet Bill Wilkins until you pass on.
Yeah,
He's on the other side of the pearly gates.
that's how that works. Yeah, but I've never broke up with a guy before. There's
Yeah, me
friends
neither.
that I have that I don't go around because I don't like them very much. But
Yeah.
never
We all
I
have
went-
those friends.
But girls, they'll do that. Be like, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah, I don't think guys really announce that.
Yeah.
Like, not that it would ever happen, but I wouldn't go to you and be like, I can no longer be friends with you. Like, you would just look at me and be like, okay, you pussy.
Shut the fuck up and take your pants off. Come over here and kiss me.
We can no longer be friends.
We can't talk anymore, so I got us these walkie-talkies so they don't know that we're talking.
Oh, dude, I want some walkie-talkies.
Yeah, I know. You know, he wasn't completely without shit to do. This guy was completely obsessed with World of Warcraft.
Okay.
But the one cool thing with World of Warcraft, pregnancy, herpes, chlamydia, syphilis, anal warts, crotch crickets, the clap, the drip, you don't have to worry about any of this shit because World of Warcraft is the world's most effective form of birth control.
Yeah.
You're playing Worlds of Warcraft, you ain't getting no war of fucking vaginas, that's for sure.
It's only second to Magic the Gathering, and I can say that because I used to love playing Magic the Gathering.
I'm gonna turn. Where's the off button on this fucking thing? Jesus Christ! There's a small cell of people that play Dungeons and Dragons at my work,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and it's to the point now where they won't talk about it in front of me.
I remember you sent that snap of me to me whenever Ricky and them were talking about it.
I said, "Hey, you guys ever tasted pussy before?" They were talking about World of Warcraft, and I popped up from behind the cubicle and I said, "Hey, you guys ever tasted pussy before?" And they just stared at me. And the one guy's like, I said, "Maybe you can roll the dice in Dungeons and Dragons and roll the pussy flavor and see what it tastes like."
Oh, man.
Oh, Doyle rules. And then I went back to what I was doing. A lot of people went on record. Sorry. But after he got the herpes and chlamydia and syphilis, which he didn't get.
After he didn't get it, yeah.
Yeah, because he played World of Warcraft. He did eventually transfer to public schools, there was 2 different schools he went to, and he finished it out. So he did have female interaction in high school. A lot of people that he went to school with went on record and said that there were people that attempted to extend their hand in friendship to him, but he had abso-fucking-lutely no interest, no social skills whatsoever. He was completely off the reservation. He's just a raging asshole and a raging psycho. He really started to reject all mental health care his family tried to give him when he turned 18, because that's what you can do when you're 18.
Yeah. And not that I know anything, but I mean, it may be because he felt like he was above them since he came from a wealthy family.
Oh, yeah, dude. He definitely gets... you get that vibe from him in all these writings and these movies and stuff that he just... It's one thing for someone to be like, in the back of your mind, just say, I've been around people before when and I like, in the back of my mind, I kind of laugh and smirk and say, I have no business hanging out with this person. We have nothing in common.
Yeah.
But that's one thing, but then it's another thing when you say, yeah, this person has no business hanging out with me because I'm so much fucking better.
Yeah.
And that's what this guy was saying. He's, no one was as good as he was. But the gun that blew his, never mind.
Yep. Hey!
And as this dickweed started to get older and more, he started to get more and more disgusted with everyone in the world. He started to join this thing called the Manosphere of Online Communities. It was a website closely associated with
Misogyny.
misogyny.
There you go.
God, I've been practicing this word all day, Rob.
The way that it's spelled does not lend it any favors.
A missing guinea pig is what this guy was looking for. Misogyny.
Misogyny.
And there was an anti-feminism website that he was a part of as well. He would talk on these sites about his loneliness and his overall hatred for women in general.
His loneliness is killing him.
This is one of his posts on these websites. And he was a part of several different websites, and I have some snippets, some screenshots of the things that he wrote on these sites. I'll let Rob Dog read this one to you.
Let me read all the racist shit. Sweet.
Yeah.
Let me clear my cocksucker here. All right, so the title is "I'm tired of seeing losers with hot chicks." Aren't we all?
Yeah.
Seriously, today at my college, I saw this short, ugly Indian guy driving a Honda Civic. We all know those guys. And he had a hot blonde girl in his passenger seat.
Pulled over and put rice in the gas tank to keep it from running out of gas.
What on earth is up with that? I would climb Mount Everest 10 times just to have a girl like that with me. I drive a BMW coupe, there's a humble brag, and I've struggled all my life to get a girlfriend. What is wrong with this world? Does anyone get disturbed and offended when you see sites like this? Someone make sense of this ridiculousness.
And there's people out there. He's not the only one like this. There's people in the internet and the interwebs, probably a lot of them on Reddit, probably a lot of them on 4chan. There's some fucking weirdos on those websites.
Yeah, there is. I mean, well, first off, let's go off the first observation here. He's judging just the fact that this guy has a Honda Civic, which, I mean, it's not a horribly expensive car. It's not a bad car.
It's a good fucking car,
yeah,
okay, buddy?
He's an Indian guy, and he has a blonde girl. So, I mean, first off, he's assuming just because he has a BMW, which, let's face it, BMWs aren't that fucking great.
I don't know. I've never drove one before.
I just know when shit goes wrong, they're horrible as fuck to try to fix because you got to get your shit from Germany or something.
I go to the junkyard and get parts for my Dodge Caravan anytime I want.
Right, exactly. But I mean, he paints it as if like this guy driving the Civic has no redeeming qualities because one, he's Indian, and two, he drives a Civic.
I just think of the guy from what's the show with? Oh my god, The Big Bang Theory, the Indian guy from that.
I have no fucking idea.
That's who I
know who you're talking about.
Raj.
I don't know his name. Yeah,
Raj. Kelly Cuoco or whatever her name was on that show. The blonde girl.
Yeah, she's hot.
Yes, and that's this guy on here. He's completely obsessed with blonde girls. That's in all of his writings. That's all he would ramble about. Is he would honestly just say, he would say, I just want a hot blonde girl. That's not how it works, dude. That's not how love works. That's not how the world works.
Not at all.
For some guys, it does. If you got a lot of money and a huge dick, that's how it works. But for me, someone like me and Rob Dog, we just go out there and smile, light up the room, and take what we can get, you know?
If we can get a bald dude, we'll take it.
Yeah. Jersey Pete.
Dude.
Good seeing you over the weekend.
Speaking of Jersey Pete, I just want to give a huge shout out to him. He came to our live show again. This is 2 in a row he's came to.
He flies all over the country following us.
Flew all over the country. He came and he brought me a birthday gift, which he didn't have to, and I appreciate the shit out of that guy.
What was it?
He bought me a big thing of bourbon.
Oh, wow.
The bourbon that we were drinking at the live show.
Oh, you guys are drinking bourbon at the live show?
Not the last one.
Oh,
the past one. The one in
you
West Virginia.
Fucking piece of shit.
No, I saved it. So it's gonna sit on my shelf until
we gotta scissor him.
I'm ready to get wild. I'm down.
Yeah. This next one was from a website called PUA Hate. He says, this is from January of 2014. He says, quote, saw a black guy sitting with 4 white girls. This is the.
Oh God, here we go.
I'm gonna let Rob read it. So
you son of a bitch.
Yeah, dude, you got it. You're good. You're a good reader. Just show him how good you can read, Rob. Back to school.
All right, I'm gonna try and. If it says anything too bad, I'm not gonna say it, but I'll just tell you what it says.
Oh, dude, say it.
No, good. Today I drove through the area near my college and saw things that were extremely rage-inducing. I passed by this restaurant and I saw this black guy chilling with 4 hot white girls.
I bet you they're fat white girls and they're paying his cell phone bill.
Damn it. He didn't even look good. Then later on in the day, I was shopping at
Hold
Trader
on, hold on.
Joe's.
He said he didn't even look good.
Yeah, he didn't even look good.
Black don't crack, baby.
No, it doesn't. That's
Man.
shit.
The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
There we go. Later on in the day, I was shopping at Trader Joe's and saw an Indian guy with 2 above average white girls, 3 exclamation points.
It probably looked like the Wayans brothers.
Yeah, right. What rage-inducing sights did you see today? Don't you just hate seeing these things when you go out? It just makes you want to quit life. I don't understand how these guys do it. Here we are suffering on Pua hate when these lesser, undeserving men that I saw today are walking around with hot girls. It doesn't make sense, Nick.
Hot girls. Black guys and white girls.
This is the thing. Just by these 2 articles, if you don't know prior to this what an incel is, this is the type of mindset that they have where they think that it's literally it's the other opposite sex fault. It's not anything that they're doing.
Wait till we hear this rambling that he goes through.
Right.
It's so we're past this stuff, man. As far as the black people and white children and white people make beautiful children together.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
The skin complexion. I want a mixed child.
My kid will never be as beautiful as a mixed child.
Yeah, but I used to think that the hood loved Nickalicious, but I've my wardrobe doesn't allow me to get in there like I used to. I've got a lot of sandals and just cargo shorts, and they think I'm an undercover security guard from the mall or something like that.
You'd think that like New Balance shoes would just make girls drip.
Yeah, there's a chicken sandwich place in the hood by us, and I love to go there and get chicken sandwiches.
Oh yeah.
And when I go in there, they're like, "Hey man, you know where you're at?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, give me the sandwich. I know what I'm doing. Well, fucking, I'm tipping too. Go ahead and hook it up."
Well, white people don't know how to season food, so
No,
you
don't.
got to go elsewhere to get that good shit.
Oh, and this happened in school one time. One of my best friends growing up, he's black, and we were talking about Thanksgiving one year. He's like, "What do you guys have?" And I said, turkey, mashed potatoes, green beans. He said, "God damn, I feel sorry for you."
It's the blandest shit ever.
It was. And he's like, "Come over on Thanksgiving, and I'll hook you up." I'm like, "All right, man." I went over there. I had fucking chitlins and cornbread and collard green stuff I'd never had before. Sweet potato pie.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I cornered his grandma in the kitchen. She was deaf as a fucking doornail. And I said, "Hey, I want to fuck you." And she didn't turn around. I said,
Hey,
"Get over here. Lift that apron. Show Daddy what you got." That was a magical experience.
yeah, I bet.
It really was. Sorry, I need some water, and they not only repossessed my trash can, but they turned my water off. Kidding. So, read some of this other stuff that this guy was.
Yeah. So, in another January thread, Rodger responded to a post from an Asian male asking if a certain pair of shoes would help him attract white women. And Rodger told him,
"Yeah, Doc Martens. Those are good ones."
Rodger told him, "Shoes won't help you get white girls. White girls are disgusted by you, silly little Asian."
And he was half Asian too. He was half white and half Asian. So that's why I have no room in my heart for racism, and I especially don't have any heart in my racism if you're like holding the gun at yourself when you're. And he gets really upset with Asian guys as well.
That's because he hates himself.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want anybody else that shares anything similar with him to have more success than he does. He's a fucking piece of shit. So, anyways, we go on here. The other man responded by posting what was purportedly to be photos of himself with an attractive white woman.
Look at this bitch.
Rodger dismissed the photos as fake and added, "Full Asian men are disgustingly ugly and white girls would never go for you. You're just butthurt that you were born as an Asian piece of shit, so you lash out by linking these fake pictures. You even admit that you wish you were half white. You'll never be half white, and you'll never fulfill your dream of marrying a white woman. I suggest you jump off a bridge." Jesus.
Tokyo Bridge.
And I can't see what this...
Oh, yeah. It was that guy commenting back and
Okay.
you call him
I see he calls him a racist.
You're another cockhold, go suck a black cock. That's what this person tells him to do.
I see that, and then it says, I want a white girl. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So Elliot sounds wonderful
Yeah.
to this point.
It's a complete racist piece of shit.
Yes. So I hope he's dead wherever he's at. And he was indeed a racist piece of shit. He hated black people and Asians, to be specific. And he was half fucking Asian, which doesn't make a lot of sense. The one thing that hung over his head like a black cloud, though, was his virginity. He still had his virginity. He thought the world owed him pussy. Which it didn't.
Okay.
There's a bit of effort to that shit when it comes to pussy. I think as we've all learned as we've grown older, pussy doesn't just show up at your front door and scream, fuck me!
It doesn't fall from trees.
And every time that pussy has showed up at my front door and screamed, fuck me, and I look through the peephole, it's not pussy that I want to deal with. It's usually like pussy you're hiding from, you know what I mean?
Go home, Mom.
No, I'll let her come
Not
in.
again.
Yeah. I like to go back where I came from to remind me of my roots.
3 times in one day? What do you think I am, a soldier?
Yeah. And yeah, that's not the way it works, man. You got to put some effort into the love making. You got to buy some flowers, buy some dinner. I remember the first night my wife and I got down, I treated her to Transformers. That's what movie
Hell yeah.
we watched. And I transformed my cock from a limp one to a hard one. That took her all 30 seconds round and round. She's still fucking crying over it. He did enroll in college at Moore Park College in California, but only took one class. But he wanted to get out and experience more of the world, so he moved to Isla Vista and attended Santa Barbara City College on June 4th, 2011. So that's when he transferred to Santa Barbara City College. And I think I'm pronouncing that right. Isla Vista. There's going to be a lot of people from that area. And I know if we fuck it up, they're going to be like,
Isla Vista?
Fucking fuck it up because you're stupid. You're not from fucking over here.
That's true, but I mean...
We have no idea. I can't even say chimichanga without fucking it up. All I know is I'm like,
Give me the chip with the cheese sauce on it.
Give me the chimneys.
Keep on bringing the chips and salsa.
Man.
he started to get much more physically aggressive at this point, and he documents these happenings and occurrences in his 141-page manifesto that he entitled My Twisted World, The Story of Elliot Rodger. This first story says, my father drove up to Santa Barbara to meet me a few days later. The two of us went to have lunch at a restaurant in the Camino Real Marketplace, an area that I often frequented. When we sat down at our table, I saw a young couple sitting a few tables down the row. The sight of them enraged me to no end, especially because it was a dark-skinned Mexican guy dating a hot blonde white girl. Hot blonde white girl. I regarded it as a great insult to my dignity. What a fucking fuckhead. How could an inferior Mexican guy be able to date a white blonde girl while I was still suffering as a lonely virgin? I have a pretty good idea why you're suffering, dickhead.
Maybe you should have been 5'4".
Yeah, you're just short. Short people have little dicks. Everybody knows that. I was ashamed to be in such an inferior position in front of my father. When I saw the two of them kissing, I could barely contain my rage. I stood up in anger, and I was about to walk up to them and pour my glass of soda, pop, all over their heads. I probably would have if father wasn't there. I was seething with envious rage, and my father was there to watch it all. It was so humiliating. I wasn't the son I wanted to present to my father. I should be the one with the hot blonde girl, making my father proud. Instead... This guy's such a fucking dickhead.
He sounded like he wanted to fuck his dad.
Yeah, I fucked the shit out of my dad. Instead, my father had to watch me suffer in a pathetic position. Life is so cruel to me. When I said my farewell to father before he drove home, I felt absolutely miserable. I then went back to my room and sulked for hours. So here's what you gotta do, pal. You gotta reach down in your fucking pants, feel those things. Those are called fucking nuts. Get up, go out, smile, tell stories. I'm not giving this guy any fucking advice, but if you're in this position right now and you're
be fucking charming,
if you're having a problem getting women, ugly guys get girlfriends. I have one friend. He looks like he has been fucking fucked up, like a car hit him in the face, and he's fucked up. But he's got a girlfriend, and he talks about having sex with her, and I can't imagine it smells good. But
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Stuff he's doing stuff, you know?
Yeah, he's fucking slinging that dick.
Picking it up and putting, I don't know if he's picking it up, but he's putting it down for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, God. So just put yourself out there. I mean, the rejection hurts.
Yeah, sometimes you got to lower your standards.
So the best thing to do is find a window on the outside of their house.
Find their shoes.
Yeah. Find a nice, when they dry their shoes out after stepping in dog shit. That would be my luck. I'd pick up a shoe that just stepped in a pile of fucking
Just go take a
Rottweiler
big
shit.
whiff of it.
Oh, yeah, this is my... Oh, God.
You might want to go get checked out.
Yeah. I started to jerk off, Doc, and shit on the bottom of that shoe. Another incident happened on the following day near the same location. He says, I went to the Starbucks at the Camino Real Marketplace by myself, like I usually did every morning. Oh, Starbucks, every morning. Sounds like someone I know, named Mrs. Schmidt.
Very true.
It's okay.
Yeah, she's extra. It's all right.
I ordered my coffee and sat down on one of their chairs to relax. A few minutes later, when I looked up from my drink, I saw a young couple standing in line. The two of them were kissing passionately.
Man, they're about to fuck on the counter.
Yeah, I'm going to give me this passion tea lemonade, and I'm going to come in your butt.
I wasn't expecting that.
You like it when I come in your butt?
That's passion right there.
Give you the slickery doo-doo. That's why I like when people come in my butt, because it makes it easier to poop.
Is that true? I want to know if that's true.
If you've ever had someone come in your butt and it makes it easier to poop, write us an email, ohiopodcast@gmail.com. The two of them were kissing passionately. The boy looked like an obnoxious punk. He was tall and wore baggy pants. Said she's a skater boy. Said see you later, boy. The girl was a pretty blonde. They looked like they were in the throes of passionate sexual attraction to one another, rubbing their bodies together and tongue kissing in front of everyone.
Dude, they were straight up fucking.
I always tell my wife, and I just stare at her. She's like, "What?" And I say, "I want to kiss you tongue style." So, I want you bros out there listening to try that on your spouses. Next time, just start staring at her. When she looks at you, she says, "What?" Just say, "I want to fucking kiss you tongue style." Let me know how that works out for you guys.
Yeah, let us know.
I was absolutely livid with envious hatred. When they left the store, I followed them to their car and splashed my coffee all over them. The boy yelled at me, and I quickly ran away in fear.
Fucking bitch.
I gotta get the fuck out of here. I was panicking as I got in my car and drove off, shaking with rage-fueled excitement. I drove all the way to the Vons at the Fairview Plaza and spent 3 hours in my car trying to contain my tumultuous emotions. I had never struck back at my enemies before, and I felt a small sense of spiteful gratification for doing so. I hated them so much, even though I splashed them with my coffee. He was still the winner.
Yeah, you're out $6 fucking for that coffee you just paid for. And that dude's still going to get his dick sucked in the car on the way home.
Oh, Jesus. He was going home to have passionate, heavenly sex with his beautiful girlfriend. Told you.
I told you.
And I was going home to my lonely room to sleep alone in my lonely bed. I had never felt so miserable and mistreated in my life.
And he doesn't have coffee.
Yeah, you're all out of latte, pal. I cursed the world for condemning me to such suffering. I wanted to do horrible things to that couple.
Like, fuck them.
I wanted to inflict pain on all young couples. It was around this point in my life that I realized I was capable of doing such things. I would happily do such things. I was capable of killing them, and I wanted to. I wanted to kill them slowly, to strip the skins off their flesh. They deserve it. The males deserve it for taking the females away from me, and the females deserve it for choosing those males instead of me. And I am a fucking retard. This guy. And
fucking loser.
read his next story here of his
All right.
one of his physical outlashings that he did.
Sure. As I made my way back from school one day during the first week, I was stopped at a stoplight in Isla Vista when I saw two hot blonde girls waiting at the bus. I was dressed in one of my nice shirts, so I looked at them and I smiled. They looked at me, but they didn't even deign to smile back. They just looked away as if I was a fool. As I drove away, I became very infuriated. It was such an insult. This was the way all girls treated me, and I was sick and tired of it. In a rage, I made a U-turn, pulled up to their bus, and I splashed my Starbucks latte all over them. This dude is made of money.
He's driving a brand new BMW, dude.
Damn.
I only go to Starbucks to have ammunition to throw at the people I
Right.
don't like.
Right.
Throw at the women that won't suck my cock.
Ugh. I felt a feeling of spiteful satisfaction as I saw it stain their jeans. I then quickly speeded away before they could catch my license plate number. How dare those girls snub me in such a fashion? How dare they insult me so? I raged to myself repeatedly. They deserved the punishment I gave them. It was such a pity that my latte wasn't hot enough to burn them. Damn. Those jeans deserve to be dumped in boiling water for the crime of not giving me attention and adoration that I so rightfully deserved. This incident soured my first week of college, but for the sake of all my hopes and dreams, I tried to forget about it.
Damn, girl, how'd you get on that? And them jeans. This guy is such a fucking mongoloid. And there was another incident where he was at a party, and I have it pulled up here. It's fairly long. So in a nutshell, he goes to this party. He spent a bunch of time, he spent a few weeks working out. I'm just going to read the top. It's
fucking ripped.
In July, I spent a lot of time exercising in my room in a final effort to appear as attractive as possible to girls. I proposed that after 2 weeks of rigorous exercising...
2 weeks.
I suppose after 2 weeks of beating your meat, that would make you a masturbator, but after 2 weeks of doing push-ups, that doesn't make you fit for the CrossFit games, my friend.
Man, everybody knows that dad bods are in. Just fucking spend 2 weeks eating nothing but McDonald's and Chipotle, brother. You got yourself...
Oh, can I have some more sherbet, please? I will try my hardest to go out in Isla Vista and do everything I can meet a girl and do everything I can to meet a girl and lose my virginity.
Man.
It had been a long time since I went out to Isla Vista by myself, but I knew that I had to do it. I had nothing to lose, and my whole life was on the line. Before would set the definite decision to plan the day of retribution. So he was using this night. He got fucking laid. Everybody lives. Didn't get fucking laid. Everybody dies. In that specific night, he talks about walking through this party and nobody's talking to him. So then in his writing here, he says, I started to portray myself as being arrogant and cocky. That doesn't fucking work, okay? People don't like people that aren't friendly. People don't like people that are full, and I fucking hate people that are just completely full of themselves.
Right, yeah, definitely.
There's certain things that you know about yourself. Like for me, I know that if I try really hard, I can get my penis up inside my asshole if I pull it back far enough and hard enough. I have a certain device that I use. You know things about yourself, okay?
Yeah.
But just to be like, I have to be arrogant and cocky to get the women. And there's another thing that bothers me is when guys say, girls love it when you treat them like shit. No, they fucking don't.
No, they don't. I mean, I'm sure there's some that do, but I would say 99% of them don't.
I fucking hate that.
Being confident is one thing, but being all ego
if I tell
is
my wife,
completely other.
If I tell my wife like, "Hey, bitch, suck my dick," she'd be like, "No." But if I'm like, "Hey, baby, you want to give me a blowjob?" She's like, "No." But nonetheless, she's a lot nicer when I'm nice, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the way it works. So he goes to this party and he's strolling through there like a cat on my leg.
Oh, I didn't even know there was a pussy in here.
I didn't know there was either. Yeah, she's up there she's up in the fucking shelf from last time.
I see her. Yeah, she's still there.
I hate that fucking cat. So he's strolling through this party. No one's talking to him. So then he goes out on this balcony, and there's a bunch of people sitting on the balcony, and he starts kind of acting up, strutting around, and these women are kind of like, what the fuck is wrong with him?
Yeah.
And the guys that are there on the balcony are like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dickhead? Why are you such a cum stain? So he's like, so he gets pissed off, and he runs these girls and tries to push them over the balcony, 10 feet below to the street. But he misses, and he throws himself over the balcony.
Good.
Breaks his fucking legs.
Good. Fuck that dude.
And so then he leaves the party like, oh, fuck this fucking job. Fuck this place. And he leaves, and he gets halfway down the block, and he says, oh, I forgot my Gucci sunglasses. So then he doubles back to the party.
No way.
Right. And he's so drunk.
Oh, my God.
so drunk that he goes to the house next door and thinks it's the house that he was at originally. And the people at the house next door saw everything go down. So like, hey, fuckhead, get out of here. He's like, oh, I'm looking for my Gucci sunglasses. So they proceeded to beat the shit out of him.
Good. I don't condone that, but for this guy, I do.
Yeah, so that was the breaking point. And there was one more incident. He says on one of the days in July when I was roaming around Gersh Park, a group of popular college kids arrived to play kickball on the fields.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it does. I love kickball.
I do too.
They all looked like typical fraternity jocks, tall and muscular. The kids, the kind of guys I've hated and envied all my life. With them came a flock of beautiful blonde girls, and they looked like they were having so much fun playing together. One of the girls did a handstand in the grass, and her sexy bare stomach showed as her shirt hung down. This guy has literally never touched a fucking pussy in his entire life.
No, not at all.
All of these girls were scantily clad. Rage boiled inside me as I watched those people who thought they were better than me enjoying their pleasurable little lives together.
They were better than you,
They
buddy.
definitely were. The rage was so intense that I couldn't take it. I was insulted too much. I couldn't leave them without getting some form of revenge. So I drove to the nearby Kmart. I'm surprised he was able to lower himself enough to go into a goddamn Kmart.
Or even find a Kmart. Shit.
Bought a super soaker, filled it up with orange cat piss. That's what's Cards Against Humanity, a super soaker full of cat piss.
Yeah.
I filled it up with orange juice that I bought. Please.
I would drink that shit, yeah.
Yo, let me put that into that in my mouth. I'll suck all that.
Just go into a diabetic shock, but I
Jesus.
mean, that's all right.
Yeah, turn it into a mimosa. I'll get fucked up and fuck you, buddy. You won't be a virginity.
Put some vodka in it and make it a fucking screwdriver. Might as well.
We can have sex. You won't be a virgin anymore.
Exactly. There you go.
I bought it at the same store and drove back to the park. They were still there having the time of their lives, and I wanted to ruin it for them.
Buzzkill.
You fucking
Ass
dumbass.
fucking wanker.
I wanted to ruin their fun just like they ruined mine, as they would never accept me among them. I screamed at them with rage as I sprayed them with my super soaker. When the boys started to yell and chase after me, I quickly got into my car and drove away. I was giddy with ecstatic, hate-fueled excitement. I wished I could spray boiling hot ass oil at the foul beast. I put that in there myself.
Okay.
They deserve to die horrible, painful deaths just for the crime of enjoying a better life than me.
Like, listen to that. That's...
He'd have been doing me a favor. He'd been helping out with my diabetes if he sprayed me with orange juice. Put some peanut butter.
My sugar's low, brother. Give me some orange juice.
Can I suck on your nozzle?
Hit my mouth.
Just next time you're walking around in public, just walk up to some old man in Walmart and say,
Hey, let me suck on your nozzle.
Blast me in the uvula.
Hey, fat boy. Let me suck on your nozzle.
Oh, shit.
in September of 2013, he started the manifesto that we've been reading to you from these past few stories here. He also started to pinch the pennies that his mother and his grandparents were sending him. He eventually purchased a Glock 34 fucking killing machine and two Sig Sauer 226s from 3 different cities. These are those are all 9mm firearms. He started to frequent the gun range to become more proficient with his weapons. Around this same time, he was living with a real shit stain of a roommate. His name was Chinny Yan James Hong.
Wow. I'm surprised he would roommate up with an Asian.
Sounds Spanish to me. Apparently, I read one version of the story that really made me laugh. Apparently, Elliot filled the apartment with candles, and Chinny Yan James Hong gets home from whatever he was doing,
Okay.
and he thought the candles smelled like shit. So he fucking got rid of them. He said, I don't like these fucking candles, dude. And then Elliot comes home and puts, we'll call him James, because I don't like saying Chinny Yan James Hong. He put James under citizen's arrest for stealing his candles. He called 911, and James was charged with petty theft. I think it was eventually thrown out because there wasn't enough evidence, but...
Yeah, what a fuck.
Jesus. Now, Elliot started a YouTube channel with these I guess different rants about hating women. Most of these videos actually on his YouTube channel were just him driving around listening to 80s music, but there were a few where he was just driving around talking shit about how the world was so unfair to him and how much he hated women. His parents became hip to the videos that he was putting on YouTube, and they were alarmed enough that they contacted the police.
Good parents.
I'll let Rob Dog read. This is his manifesto entry about what happened when the police arrived at his house.
I opened it to see about 7 police officers asking for me. As soon as I saw those cops, the biggest fear I'd ever felt in my life overcame me. I had the striking and devastating fear that someone had somehow discovered what I was planning to do and reported me for it. If that was the case, the police would have searched my room, found all my guns and weapons, along with my writings about what I planned to do with them. I would have been thrown in jail, denied the chance to exact revenge on my enemies. I can't imagine a hell darker than that. Thankfully, that wasn't the case, but it was so close. Apparently, someone saw my videos and became instantly suspicious of me. They called me some sort of health agency, or they called some sort of health agency who called the police to check up on me. The police told me it was my mother who called them, but my mother told me it was the health agency. My mother had watched the videos and was very disturbed by them. I don't suppose I'll ever know the full truth of who called the police on me. The police interrogated me outside for a few minutes, asking me if I had suicidal thoughts. I tactfully told them that it was all a misunderstanding, and they finally left. If they had demanded to search my room, they would have ended everything. For a few horrible seconds, I thought it was all over. When they left, the biggest wave of release swept over me. It was so scary. It was all because of the videos. I must have expressed too much anger in them. I immediately took most of them off of YouTube and planned to re-upload them in a few days before the day of retribution.
Santa Barbara County Sheriff Bill Brown later said that the deputies, quote, determined he did not meet the criteria for an involuntary hold, and that Rodger told them, Elliot, it was a misunderstanding with his parents. So this begs the question as far as gun control. In my opinion, and I've said this on here before, there has to be a cross-referencing system for people that buy fucking guns. Mm-hmm. If the person selling Elliot can run a report, and this report says Elliot has been under the care of a mental health professional his entire life. Police have been to his house recently for hate-filled rage shit that he put on YouTube. That is not...
Even if they have to go through a police background check. Or a mental background check.
You do have to go through a police background. Well, you have to go through a federal background check when you purchase a firearm in the United States, but I think there needs to be a cross-referencing system to where part of the background check for guns is you can pull someone's mental health stuff and say I go to the hospital tomorrow and say...
So just a big catch-all, like...
Yes, for
mental health, criminal health.
Criminal, mental health,
yeah.
All that stuff. Say I go to the hospital tomorrow and I say, Doc, I'm hearing voices and I keep on picturing my wife dead and she's laying in my hands.
Right.
And the doctor says, well, you're obviously dealing with some debilitating mental health issues, but let's get you some stuff to help you out. The next day after that, I decide I want to go buy a firearm. There should be I've not done anything criminal my entire life. There's nothing on my background. There's nothing. Yeah. So I can go I've owned guns and I, support my Second Amendment and, I will take care of my family if I need to.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not a gun fanatic. I just think that there's bad people out there. And I've been in the line of work my entire life where there's people out there that could wish to do me harm. But I can go to the gun store tomorrow and in 10 minutes, I can go in and say, here's $300, give me that Glock. And I can walk out and the background check's done. But the day before that, I was just in the ER saying, I picture my wife dead in my hands and it's me that's done it. And they say, okay, we're going to give you some pills. There should be a way for that doctor to go back to his desk and document into this database and say, this fucking guy shouldn't be able to buy a firearm he shouldn't say he can't buy a firearm. There should be a way for an anonymous way for the doctor to interact with whomever and say, this is what's going on. I don't know if he's probably in the right state of mind to purchase a firearm right now. But all the gun advocates are like, you don't fucking take our goddamn guns away. No one's trying to take your guns away.
Nah.
We just don't want guns in the hands of people like this. If guns would have never existed, think about all the wars we would have not had. But we had fucking wars before there was guns. We'd still fucking kill each other. It doesn't matter. There's no end to the gun debate. No one has the right answer. But I feel like a cross-referencing database is a good start as far as making sure that people that don't need guns, flash forward 6 months and I'm all better. Turns out I had a chemical imbalance or I had a fucking tumor or some shit like that, and I get it removed, I'm all better.
I mean, and I think we can all agree that it's not a gun problem. It's not the guns that are just going to shoot somebody. It's definitely a mental health problem.
Pulls the trigger, but then the statistics support the fact that in some areas where, guns aren't as easily accessible, I think the gun laws in Australia are very, very strict.
Yeah, I don't think there's much there.
And I don't think they had an incident a few years back, and I don't know. I've read about it before, and it leaves me right now. But I know their gun crimes have dropped drastically since they started what they've done. But everywhere still has gun crimes. You can't have a fucking gun in Chicago, and those motherfuckers blow each other's brains out every weekend.
Yeah, it's a common occurrence.
So it just doesn't matter.
No.
The reason he had firearms the firearms in his apartment, he was planning a massacre. What he would call a retribution. And right now we're going to play the retribution video that he made. This is the video he posted right before he carried out all of the attacks. So let me pull this up and see if I can.
Hi, Elliot Rodger here. Well, this is my last video. It all has to come to this. Tomorrow is the day of retribution. The day in which I will have my revenge against humanity. Against all of you. For the last 8 years of my life, ever since I've hit puberty, I've been forced to endure an existence of loneliness, rejection, and unfulfilled desires, all because girls have never been attracted to me.
It's because you got them big old beautiful dick-sucking lips.
Girls gave their affection.
He is pretty.
He's not a bad-looking dude.
And love to other men, but never to me. I'm 22 years old, and I'm still a virgin.
They never gave me
I've
their
never
sex.
even kissed a girl. I've been through college. 2.5 years. More than that, actually.
Yeah, he kept dropping out, though, so don't let him lie about that shit.
A virgin.
Don't church it up.
It has been very torturous. College is the time when everyone experiences those things such as sex and fun and pleasure.
We're homecoming freshman year.
In those years, I've had to rot in loneliness. It's not fair.
Family reunion when I was 9.
You girls have never been attracted to me. I don't know why you girls aren't attracted to me, but I will punish you all for it. It's an injustice, a crime, because I don't know what you don't see in me. I'm the perfect guy.
Yeah.
And yet you throw yourselves at all these obnoxious men, instead of me, the supreme gentleman. I will punish all of you for it.
Cocksucker, listen up. Ugh.
On the day of retribution, I am going to enter the hottest sorority house of UCSB. And I will slaughter every single spoiled, stuck-up, blonde slut I see inside there. All those girls that I've desired so much, they would have all rejected me and looked down upon me as an inferior man if I ever made a sexual advance towards them. while they throw themselves at these obnoxious brutes. I'll take great pleasure in slaughtering all of you. You will finally see that I am, in truth, the superior one, the true alpha male. Yes. After I've annihilated every single girl in the sorority house, I'll take to the streets of Isla Vista and slay every single person I see there. All those popular kids who live such lives of hedonistic pleasure while I've had to rot in loneliness for all these years. They've all looked down upon me every time I tried to go out and join them. They've all treated me like a mouse. Well, now, I will be a god compared to you. You will all be animals. You are animals, and I will slaughter you like animals. I'll be a god, exacting my retribution on all those who deserve it. And you do deserve it, just for the crime of living a better life than me. All you popular kids, you've never accepted me, and now you'll all pay for it. And girls, all I've ever wanted was to love you and to be loved by you. I've wanted a girlfriend. I've wanted sex. I've wanted love, affection, adoration. But you think I'm unworthy of it. That's a crime that can never be forgiven. If I can't have you, girls, I will destroy you. You denied me a happy life, and in turn, I will deny all of you life. It's only fair. I hate all of you. Humanity is a disgusting, wretched, depraved species. If I had it in my power, I would stop at nothing to reduce every single one of you to mountains of skulls and rivers of blood. And rightfully so. You deserve to be annihilated. And I'll give that to you. You never showed me any mercy, and so I will show you none.
That stupid laugh.
It's sick.
You forced me to suffer all my life, and now I'll make you all suffer. I've waited a long time for this. I'll give you exactly what you deserve, all of you. All you girls who rejected me and looked down upon me and, treated me like scum while you gave yourselves to other men. And all of you men for living a better life than me. All of you sexually active men. I hate you. I hate all of you.
I'm offended.
I can't wait to give you exactly what you deserve. Utter annihilation.
Yeah, that guy deserved to fucking die.
Right.
Can you hear how detached he is from reality, man?
Completely. That's all you hear is just
Absolutely insane.
all over not having sex.
I mean, I get upset when I get turned down, but not like that.
Fuck.
After he uploaded the video, he emailed his manifesto to some of his friends, his therapist, and his family. In the manifesto, it says, "There was a time when I thought this world was a good and happy place. As a child, my whole world was innocent. It wasn't until I went through puberty and started desiring girls that my whole life turned into a living hell. I desired girls, but girls never desired me back. There's something very wrong with that. It is an injustice that cannot go unpunished. I am not meant to live such a pathetic, miserable life. That is not my place in this world. I will not bow down and accept such a horrific fate. If humanity will not give me a worthy place among them, then I will destroy them all. I am better than all of them. I am a god. Exacting my retribution is my way of proving my true worth to the world. Rodger ended his manifesto with this thought. All I ever wanted was to love women and in turn to be loved by them back. Their behavior towards me has only earned my hatred, and rightfully so. I am the true victim in all of this. I am the good guy. Humanity struck at me first by condemning me to experience so much suffering. I didn't ask for this. I didn't want this. I didn't start this war. I wasn't the one who struck first, but I will finish it by striking back. I will punish everyone, and it will be beautiful. Finally, at long last, I can show the world my true worth. On May 23rd, 2014, Elliot started his murderous rampage. 3 hours before the shooting spree started, Elliot killed his roommate and the 2 friends inside their apartment. The investigation showed that he attacked each one as they entered the apartment one at a time, stabbing them and covering them with clothes, towels, and blankets. He then went to Starbucks and purchased some coffee. He was seen working on his laptop in his car at his apartment complex at approximately 8:30 p.m. Retribution was uploaded at 9:17 p.m. The manifesto papers were sent a minute later from the same laptop. After he left the apartment complex, Elliot then drove to the Alpha Phi sorority at the corner of Embarcadero and Segovia Road near the University of California, Santa Barbara. And he did say in his manifesto, you guys heard, said he was going to go to the hottest sorority on campus and annihilate everyone inside. So it gives me great joy that he knocked on the front door for several minutes, but no one answered the fucking door. Oh, that guy that tried to knock us off the balcony's back. Don't let him in.
Yeah.
Elliot began to shoot at people that were nearby on the sidewalks. He shot 3 sisters from Delta 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 sorority, killing 2 of them and wounding the 3rd. Responding medics and police went to the victims first, allowing Elliot to slip away from the crime scene. Elliot then drove 2 blocks and fired a shot at a random coffee shop that was closed and unoccupied. He arrived at the Isla Vista Deli Mart, firing several shots and killing 1 person inside. 4 officers on the scene that were on foot patrol observed him leaving the scene in his black BMW, but they did not think he was linked to the crime, and he was not seen as a suspect at that time. He started to drive south on Embarcadero del Norte in the opposite direction of traffic. He hit 1 pedestrian and fired shots at others, but he did miss those that he fired at that time. He proceeded to an area called The Loop near 7-Eleven and shot and struck a couple leaving a pizzeria along with a female bicyclist. It was at that time that police caught up with him and they began to exchange gunfire. So he was caught. The police did catch up with him at this time, and they started to go back and forth. I'm not sure how much gunfire was exchanged at that time, but he did engage in a shootout with the police. He drove a few blocks further and shot and wounded 3 people in the area of Sabado Tarde Street, along with hitting a guy on a skateboard and 2 more bicyclists. Then he struck another skateboarder and shot 2 other men at the intersection of Sabado and Camino Pescadero. Shortly after this, he exchanged more gunfire with police. At that time, he was shot and wounded in his left hip. At that time, the police did pursue him, and they kept a very close they were very close quarters at this time, and he wasn't getting away like he was before. He struck another bicyclist before crashing on the sidewalk at the intersection of Del Playa and Camino Pescadero. There was a very tense standoff for a few moments, but police approached the vehicle and found him at 9:35 p.m. with a self-inflicted gunshot wound that took his own life. He killed 6 people and wounded 14 in his murderous rampage. In his vehicle, they found the knives used to kill the roommates. They found 3 guns, the Glock and the 2 Sig Sauers, 6 empty 10-round magazines. There were also 548 unspent rounds. So,
man,
for as much carnage that this guy inflicted on the public,
60 bullets he shot. So he had almost 600 rounds.
600 more. Yeah, he had 600 total. We had another 548 to go.
Yeah.
80 83 shell casings were recovered from various crime scenes. 55 of those shell casings came from him. The other came from police. He purchased the guns legally in 3 different cities. And it was at this point that I was going to debate the gun laws with you, but we've already kind of gone over it. And I don't think guns should have been... There are all the warning signs. The police were at his door investigating his threats that he was making online. He should have never had the fucking guns.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll let you cover the ending here.
Sure. Let's see here. After receiving a copy of the manifesto, Rodger's therapist phoned his mother. She checked his YouTube channel, where she found the retribution video that he had uploaded minutes earlier. She contacted Rodger's father, who was horrified when he watched the full video. Rodger's father, his current wife, and Rodger's mother all started frantically driving from Los Angeles to Santa Barbara in 2 separate cars. Now, during the drive, they called police in Isla Vista and arranged to meet them upon arrival. Hearing a radio news report of a shooting in Isla Vista, his mother called the therapist, who told her it was unrelated.
Oh, fuck.
Saying that Rodger promised to act the following day, and it would be unlike him to deviate from such details. In Isla Vista, they learned from the police that the news report was, in fact, about their son, who had killed 6 people before killing himself. Wai-Han Wang, was that James?
Wai-Han Wang?
Wai-Han Wang?
That was his roommate.
His roommate, yeah. That was the guy we were calling James. Had 15 stab wounds and 23 incision wounds to the neck, head, chest, back, both arms, and hands.
Oh, man.
So there's the
defensive
defensive wounds. Yep. Chen Yang Hong had 25 stab wounds and 12 incision wounds to the neck, head, chest, back, both arms, and hands. George Chen had 94 stab wounds and 11 incision wounds directed to the head, neck, chest, back, both arms, and hands. So that would have been his roommate and the 2 guests that he brought back to the house.
And there was a really tense... At one point, his roommate had a black friend that was coming around quite a lot, and the black friend would speak often about girlfriends from his past and having sex with them, and this fucking enraged Elliot to the point that he initially wanted to kill this, I think the guy's name was Chase or Chance. He wanted to kill him more so than he wanted to commit these murders, but
yeah,
there's just no happy ending here. I hope that
I just wish police would have been the one to shoot him.
I wish that he didn't die. I wish that he could have something a lot more painful would have happened. Just, it's too much dignity for him to be able to take his own life. I don't.
Just put him in a cell with a bunch of huge Asians and black guys that he hated.
There's no such thing as huge Asians.
That's true, but
Yokozuna, he was Hawaiian.
He was Hawaiian, yeah. I was gonna say maybe what's Roman Reigns and The Rock?
Oh, they're Samoan.
Samoan, there you go. Put him in a bunch of Samoans.
I'd like to be in that cell.
Fuck me too, man.
Roman Reigns is beautiful.
Throw me in a cell with Jason Momoa. Let's see what happens.
Oh, shit, my pussy. If you are an incel, I hope you fucking die too. And there's a difference between being an incel and just being a dude that can't get laid.
Yeah, definitely.
There's
yeah.
In the eyes of Jesus Christ, you should save sex for marriage anyways, so
very true.
I don't know what you fucking guys are trying to do anyways, so WWBWD.
I know neither of us ever had sex before we were married, so
no, not with anyone besides
each other.
Each other, right.
We knew this was a lifelong commitment anyways.
Yes, that's why we're here. So, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was a good episode, I think.
I think so too.
For like an hour of research and a baby that was laying on my head, and
a change of subject at the last second, of course.
We were going to do Florida Man, which I think we'll still do that.
Yeah.
But we just got to be able to weed out. There's so many fucking Florida Man stories.
The good ones.
They're like, Florida man, Florida man, Florida man, Florida man. I'm like, God damn, every motherfucker from Florida fucked up.
So let's do this. If you're still listening at this point, if you have a really good Florida man article, fucking send it.
Send it to us.
Send it to us.
podcast@gmail.com.
If it's good enough, it'll make the cut. We'll fucking put it in the episode. We'll give you credit. We'll show you our assholes.
Put it inside you. Rob Dog, it's been a good weekend for us.
It has. It's been a really good
A
weekend.
fun time at the live show.
Very good time.
Had a fun time here tonight. Now we have to go back and face reality that our trash cans are getting repossessed. Our pets' heads are falling off. Tell them you love them, Rob Dog.
I love you guys. I'm not even gonna whisper it. I'm gonna say it in my normal voice because I'm proud.
Say it loud.
I love you.